Morning, all. All right, so some news today for all you fine people on the internet to start off the hockey videos for today. And there are dueling. Well, there's an announcement that was dueling with a press conference of sorts today. In that the Pittsburgh Penguins have announced that Kyle Dubas has been hired as the president of hockey operations, so he will not be GM. He keeps that promise. He said he wouldn't GM anywhere not Toronto this year, so he does keep that promise for this upcoming season. There's some more job security, I think, with president of hockey operations than for a general manager. And he had talked about work life balance and wanting to spend time with his family. And I think that works as well, right? So I think this is a solid hire by Pittsburgh. Now Dubas will pick a general manager. There's already word about, certain people who were waiting to hear back from the Penguins are now being told, yeah, you're not in the running. And so Dubas probably has a good idea for who he's going to bring on as GM. Look for that announcement to take place over the next couple of days. Not on the board today, though, is Ottawa. Now, that is apparently a team that Dubas had been considering and some kind of a role with the Ottawa Senators. So that doesn't happen. And that means the Sen sale hasn't happened either. Feeling bad for Bruce Garriock because that's all that he's being asked about, and that's he knows, and he's waiting too. I think he's just as impatient as the rest of us. But at any rate, I think Pittsburgh did a good job. I think hiring Dubas as president of hockey operations. I mean, he's 37 years of age, right? So he's very young. He can grow into the role, and I think it's a solid move by the Pittsburgh Penguins. Speaking of which, Ron Francis, he did get that extension, so I just wanted to update from yesterday. That extension runs through the 2026-2027 season. So that's a pretty solid move by the Seattle organization to make sure that Francis sticks around. You don't want to risk his contract running out and him going somewhere else. So yeah, for the Seattle Kraken, things are pretty good. They're pretty good for the Thunderbirds as well, as the Seattle Thunderbirds defeated Kamloops yesterday 6-1, which leaves us with the Petes playing the Blazers today, and the winner of that game will play Seattle in the semifinals tomorrow, and then the winner beyond that will play Quebec. So the Quebec Remparts waiting for these teams to all beat each other up and then play them in the final on Sunday. So the Memorial Cup will wrap up on Sunday. Should be interesting. And yeah, I might watch that Memorial Cup final. Might do a recap video on it. We shall see. But yeah, so it's been a pretty solid tournament so far for Seattle and Quebec. It does look like those are the two teams that will likely meet in the final. But we'll see. The Petes and the Blazers have already shown that they're pretty good at staving off elimination from this tournament so far. So we'll see if they can do that when we get to the playoff round. Rochester last night, so the reason I'm wearing Americans, they defeated Hershey 4-1. They avoid the elimination in that series. That series is now 3-2 in favor of the Hershey Bears. So Hershey still has two more chances to end it, but 3-1 comebacks do happen in hockey, so maybe Rochester's trying to pull one of those off. So the Firebirds and the Admirals go tonight. The series is currently 2-1 in favor of Coachella Valley. Milwaukee, if they even that up. Yeah, we'll see. It should be a fun one. Coachella Valley definitely enjoying their first year of existence in the AHL, and I think they're probably making some new fans while they're at it. Now, we are now into June, so we are exactly 1 month away from free agent frenzy. And it's always a lot of fun with free agent frenzy. However, there's a lot of discussion about whether or not we're going to see a more robust trade market. For the reason being that the free agent market this year is not one that's got a lot of star players. There are some names that everybody's going to talk about. Ryan O'Reilly being an example. I did a video on the free agent pool not too long ago, and there were a lot of where's Ryan O'Reilly, and it was just he wasn't one of the top 20 scorers, so he wasn't on the board. But the reality is, if you're looking for a game changer, you're probably not going to find him in the free agent market. And so it may mean we see more trades. There's also the discussion of whether or not the salary cap will end up going up by 3 or 4 million instead of a million. I don't think that happens. I've been talking about that in videos lately as well. So yeah, we could see more trades. Keep in mind that there will be JT Miller rumors until July 1st. When his new contract, along with the I believe it's a full no move clause goes in. But at any rate, There will be rumors. The one thing that I've said about this before, and I'll throw this in here as well, Vancouver's been using Miller heavily in promotion for next season and trying to encourage ticket holders to re up for next year or to get new season ticket holders. I just cannot see the team promoting him and then trading him right after. So I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but I'd be very surprised because I think they want to keep him. I know there's cap problems in Vancouver. I do expect moves to take place, in part because it is a shallow free agent pool, but I don't know that I can see Miller being the guy that goes. So coming back to the Toronto Maple Leafs, the press conference they had today, Brad Treliving said all the things we would have expected from him, nothing but complimentary of the staff. He was asked about whether or not he might, have an assistant general manager in mind that he'd bring in. He didn't really 100% answer the question, but I mean, it's not like he's going to say, "Oh yeah, I'm bringing in Bill. Bill's come on in, Bill." No, if that was going to be the case, he would have been there too. But at any rate, he did say that he's talked to Matthews. They haven't had any kind of contract talk. He did say he has a good relationship with Austin Matthews' agent as well. And so, really, I understand that there's a lot of comments about, well, look what happened with Gaudreau and with Tkachuk. It wasn't Treliving that put them off staying there. Gaudreau, really agonized over his decision and decided he wanted to play elsewhere. And Tkachuk just didn't want to stick around Calgary long term. So I don't think it was anything that Treliving did to make that happen. I really think it was just we don't want to be Flames more than anything else. And so I don't see any correlation between what he went through last summer in Calgary and what he might go through over the next 12 months in Toronto. That being said, he does need to get pen to paper with these guys and or figure out what he's going to do going forward. He's familiar with some of the players and the staff. He said he's been texting back and forth with Giordano. I think he said that it's nice to see somebody play till they're 75. Nice dig at Giordano, and I'm sure he would find it quite funny. And the reality is that when he was asked about what the Leafs were lacking, he mentioned checking. But the thing is, like with Toronto, that's the real question is how do you fix this? And so for Treliving, it's a matter of trying to keep the core together as much as you can to stay in contention while moving pieces out that you need to in order to get better. And it gets really, really tough to thread that needle because there have been times where a GM comes in and they try to make improvements and it just gets worse. And that's definitely something that happens in the NHL regularly. It happens in other sports too. It's not strictly an NHL thing. But at any rate, at the end of the press conference, they did hold up the Treliving jersey. One thing, whenever a GM gets fired, and I'm looking for an image of said GM, there is always, right away, one of the top search results will be an image of that GM and whoever hired him holding up that jersey that has their name on the back and the year they're hired. So Treliving 23 is that jersey. I think if I was ever hired as a GM, and obviously I'm not going to be, but I think it'd be like, I don't want to hold up the jersey at the end. We could do a thumbs up. I don't want, because that's going to come back. I'm going to get fired, and that's going to come back, and then people are going to use that to go, hey, look who got fired, and it took 3 years. Because you can see the number right underneath their name. But at any rate, all the best to Brad Treliving. He knows what he's getting into with the Toronto market. Calgary's market isn't as obsessed with the game as Toronto's, but I will say this: they're not far off. So when you go from one Canadian market to the other, I think you have a better idea of what to expect, and I think he'll do a good job. I do. I think he'll do a good job. And I can definitely go through the whys and all of that as well in a video later on during this summer or, over the next week, somewhere along the way. So stay tuned for that. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Who do you think Dubas brings in? Why do you think it'll be somebody from the OHL? Why that guy? That kind of thing. Let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.